Good evening, people. Thank you for joining us this fine Tuesday evening. It's a bit late for some TF2, but we have a lower page playoffs game going on for season 26 of ozfortress in the Premier Division. Tonight, we are going to be watching Ratman versus the Older Gamers. I'm Michael. I'm joined by Dubious.
Hello.
And yeah, we've got a really good best of three in line for us tonight. This is like I said, the lower page playoff game. So
it'll be third and fourth team.
That's it. So the loser does get eliminated. Their season's over. They'll claim fourth place. But the winner will get to go play the loser of the upper page playoff game, which I believe is being played tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow at 9.
So yeah, definitely watch that tomorrow. That is going to be a good game. I think that's Coffee Clock versus MMGP.
MMGP, yeah.
Who cares about that game? Because right now we're watching Tog versus Ratman, and this is a game that we actually casted earlier in the season, week 2, I think, and it was a complete roll on Ratman's side. They ran over that game. I think it was 7-2, 3-0 from memory.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, it was a roll. I remember.
Yeah, that was when we had the Paulson Scout in action. But
I've heard he's on demo now. I've heard.
I believe he's on. Yes, I'm pretty sure he is on demo. He's made that swap back, and they've got some slight upgrades on the scouts, if you could say that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go over it because there are quite a few players in the server. So I'll run down the roster of Ratmen. So we've got Aisho and TJ on scouts, the deadly duo from Southeast Asia. Then we've got Shupa on Roma, Fane on Pocket, Deft on Demo, and Varna on Med.
Very strong team.
Definitely.
Aisho and TJ have been dominating as Fortress for maybe not dominating, but they've probably been the two fearful best scouts in Oz Fortress for a while.
Oh yeah, they have the accuracy of Sam, but you can't hit them.
Well, they also play almost the exact same game. The way Ratman will play, as we'll see, is very 2 roamers, 2 pocket scouts. That's the way they play, and Aisho and TJ's coordination is just, it's off the charts. Yeah. It's just years and years, you know?
Yeah, so for those not familiar with them, they are, like I said, Southeast Asian players. They play a lot of Asia Fort, and they are, to my knowledge, I mean, TJ is, arguably the best player in Asia, or at least, was for quite a while. And Aisho really came up in the past few years and is just a godlike scout. The things you will see him pull off and just the snaps you'll see him do from player to player are just out of this world. So those are going to be two players to keep an eye on and really are the core of the Ratmen team. And I'll let you go through the TOG roster if you want.
Yeah, sure. We'll start with Sam and Emma as well, because they've played together for almost as long, I'd say. Sam, obviously, one of the most dominant scouts in Australia from probably season 20 to 24, 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elmo took a break for a while, I think, and he's back now. Definitely ratcheting up his play. Well known for his 12k 4% heal scout games of Ian's past. Then they've got Tay on Roma, who's normally a pocket soldier from what I've seen. His pocket play is quite strong and that's what he's played, but at a certain point that we've developed in TF2's meta, there's not much of a difference anymore. Yeah. So he's on Roma because they have Doge on pocket, he's just great. He's a very committed, I don't want to say angry, but he's a fun gamer. You know, he puts his all into it and he gets miffed if it doesn't work out. Yeah,
definitely. And he's very versatile as well. He can do it all.
But that energy is so key for momentum and like inner team comms. I think that's where Doge's real power lies. And then we have Paulson on Demo Man, who's obviously at a certain point was the best demo man in Australia. Enrith has probably made it quite uncertain at this point. But we all know Paulson. So he's back on demo man, back on his signature class. And they've got Sean on medic, who's he's a good medic. He's been playing for a while. He doesn't drop. So yeah.
Yeah, that's always a positive when you don't drop. But yeah, this should be a really good game. I'm really looking forward to it. It will be, as we said, these two teams have played each other in the past. Sure, it was a bit one-sided, but with the players that they've got in the server right now, it is certainly going to be a much closer affair.
There's a weird line of thinking, right, where you say all the gamers threw the game in week 2 to preserve their strats, right? Some, absolute brain play, of course. That can just be covering for the fact that Paulson couldn't hit shit. But
yeah, the big brain play. That's what Paulson's all about. The big brain
yeah,
plays.
big brain plays. Yeah, Demo Man's really the big brain class.
It is.
So I think we'll see a lot closer of a game. However, I am worried about the first map, which is Process, because that is the scout map.
Yes, it
Fundamentally.
It is, and that is a feeling we're going to see a lot of height control coming out from the scouts of Ratman. You're going to see them just, anytime a soldier wants height, soldier will not have height. TJ and ISHO will skip up to them holding hands, smiles on their faces, and that soldier will be melted 200 to 0 in about a second or two.
Pretty much.
But speaking of the maps, we've actually just had the second map confirmed, which is Granary.
Ooh, interesting.
Which is quite the opposite.
Yeah, that's a very projectile heavy map. And also Granary's weird, right? Because it's a lot of height on mids and a lot of unforgiving height on mids.
Mm-hmm.
If you drop down, Winger makes this sort of pointless, but if you drop down on Gran, you're mincemeat. As long as the team can recognize that and collapse on you and punish you for it.
Yeah.
However, the rest of the map is very flat, very indoors, and is perfect for projectiles. So I think we'll see if Ratman have a really, really good lead on this map. I think all the gamers will have a lot more play on Granary. I also think that if I look at the players here, Sam and Paulson and Doge and Elmo would be ancient enough to have played Granary a lot back when Badlands and Granary were considered the two good maps. However, I think it'd be Deft and possibly Varna, possibly Aisho and TJ that would have played during that era.
I think a TJ for sure, and yeah, I think Varna and a little bit Shuba.
So I sort of have a hunch that Sam's gonna try to call and lead more predefined strats on Granary in their mind, and they might have more technical play, and that might bridge the gap. And we're presuming a gap here, based on the complete role we saw in week 2.
Yeah, but who knows? The power of the Paulson scout might just come back out. He'll
scout last map.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they'll go 0-5.
Yeah. Give them hope, It's just mercy rounds, really. They'll play scout first map and then 5-0, 5-0 second and third.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah, we should be starting pretty soon. We do have 12 in the server. I think they're just sorting out the final picks and bans right now before we do get underway, as I'll keep you updated on the bans. We do have Ratman banning Product for their last ban. And for those who don't know, the other two ban maps are Prolands by Ratman and then Kalinka by the older gamers. And Tog have one more ban left, and then Ratman will pick the last map.
Yeah, so it's Badlands was the first ban because no one likes Badlands anymore. And Kalinka was the second ban, I think, because it's in that nebulous spot where it's the new map, and people haven't really scrimmed on it.
Yeah,
I don't think people have taken to it in the same way they took to Logjam, unfortunately.
No, and I have a bit more information about it because I do know Tog, in particular, are not a fan of Kalinka. They did have a very close game against a team that should not have beat them that went to Golden Cap. It was a lot closer than they would have wanted. So that also could be playing a part in it. They did seem to be a little bit uncomfortable on the map.
Yeah, they're just deciding what maps they want to
Oh,
ban.
yeah, and we've got the last two in. So Tog banned Gully Wash, and the third map, if we get there, will be Snake Water, picked by Ratman. So
Process, Granary, then Snake Water
and
decider.
Snake Water. Yeah, that is going to be
Okay.
really good. I think it's actually perfect. We've got Ratman's pick, like Ratman's first pick being really good for them. I think Granary should be a really good map for Tog. And then Snakewater is that really just leveling map. You've got parts of the map like mid where it is just really soldier centric, and scouts can have a hard time if they're not positioning themselves properly. But then a lot of the rest of the map can be very scout dominant. You know, those grass pushes, or if you're trying to break through saw, you can just lead a scout through that, and you cover a lot of ground really quickly because of some of these just really small lines to go from point to point.
And if you really think about it, second's just a bunch of pillars.
Oh yeah.
You can just kite and jump around on that all day.
Yeah, that'll be a really good map. I hope we get to see that. That will be a masterclass in how to play Snake Water.
Yeah, no, it really will. Especially considering how default Snake Water's become. Like, everyone has their plays they want to make on Snake Water. Everyone knows how they want to play the map. I noticed there's not a lot of set strats that teams do on Snake Water. You know, like you can Uber out of right, right shutter, of course. Knowing if there's sticks there, or you can go left. There's a lot of like high bombs and stuff, but it's one of those maps I think where everyone's eventually developed their own style, and we get to see a lot. I think a lot of unique play.
Yeah, definitely, because of how long it's been around. It just, like you said, everyone's got their own unique play, and it's like teams have their own defaults for mid, for holding second, for trying to push out. It's you only really ever learn that by not even watching it, by having it done against you is the only way you figure it out. So I'm hoping these teams have played each other a bit, so they have a little bit of a read.
Trial by fire.
Oh yeah.
Honestly though, like I've sort of realized at this point that we've actually reached a point in the ozfortress community where I think at least 50% of Prem have all played on a team with each other at this point.
Yeah, definitely within the top 4, I'd say quite possibly all of them nearly.
I had a little bit of a moment, I think, when I did the cast in week 2, where I had to look at the top 4 teams, and my mental picture of what those teams were was like half of one team and half of another. Half of one team and half of another. From, you know, about 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Oh, yeah.
But at this point, I think everyone also, they know how each other plays. And that allows for a lot of mind games. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we can even see it, like, in the pre-game. There's a little bit of banter going on. Some fake forfeit calls. But, we've dropped one player. Looks like Doge has disconnected, so he should hopefully be back pretty soon, and we can get this game underway.
Of course, the game's starting so late because Aisho and TJ's schedule just meant, they're in a different time zone. Stuff works a bit differently. But also, all these players are getting to the point where, if you're working a full-time job and everyone's got stuff on, and you've got to find one day at one time where 12 people's schedules all line up. Doesn't always happen.
And when you've got 4 people across both teams operating 3 hours behind, so with Paulson and Sean on Tog, and then like you said, I showed TJ, both being in that Western Australia / Singapore time zone.
Oh, of course, yeah. You'd often get Paulson coming home from work at what was 1 AM for other people.
Yeah.
And you really, really, really want to pug.
And just like, Paulson, everyone's asleep. You need to stop. Stop spamming me messages.
Well, he's legit. There's been times where like people have pugged for about 3 or 4 hours, and everyone's getting a bit tired. We should probably quit it. And then Paulson hops in, and he's just like, "No, I want to pug."
Yeah, all the Western Australians join up. Like, no, I just finished eating dinner. I'm keen for like another 4 hours of pugging, and then you just drag them through the night, bleary-eyed and crying.
There's something to be said about the 5 AM pug. Doesn't happen much anymore, but
no, it doesn't. People are getting old.
It's also like people don't what's the word? They're not as obsessive about this game anymore, I think.
Yeah, it's But there's still a little bit of like, a lot of people making the transition to pretty much just playing scrims and fish or like the occasional pug if they're in the mode. But it's keeping the scene alive. The amount of teams playing is slightly increasing each season. So people are figuring out how they can still manage it.
We have 4 full divisions.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think even now there's been a lot of new players that are coming in. It's like TF2 is reaching its lifetime where all the people who have been playing for so long they all now know that Sixes exists. And I imagine there's a certain point where you get bored of all the normal sort of play you see and you really want to like play coordinated, play together with your mates for victory or defeat.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're in that boat watching the stream, ozfortress.com. That's where you can find out all the information. This is the playoff season's nearly over, so come, start of next year, if you're keen to play some 6v6, jump into it, as we are jumping into this game.
Alright, we are going live. I'm gonna watch Death on this mid, I think.
Yeah, I think the battle of him versus Paulson on the mids is going to be really influential here. Because we talked about the scouts dominating the height a lot, but it's going to be the demo men as Doge is making another power move, taking Death's pack away from him.
Look at Doge, but it's a power move, yeah.
It is such a power move. First mid, Roma comes up and, Pocket comes up and steals your pack. And does he do it again?
Togga playing really passive, neither team wants to poke so far.
Yeah, but even Aisho and Shupa and Fane even making quite aggressive moves onto the height here. We've got Tog just sitting on the low ground.
Elmo will kill Daft immediately. Doesn't get punished for it. He'll go down now. We see Doge leap in. And this is the soldier bomb. Yeah, Sam picks up Shupa. We see the crits popped in from Ratman.
And this is just a scout crits. TJ coming in. He's lost the beam.
It's not fat.
Oh no, we lost the beam halfway through.
Disadvantage. 3 up.
Yeah, Aisho and TJ just going to stay and see if they can get anything but Tog, knowing how they need to play, just holding up. And
the fact they don't melt here is ridiculous.
I feel like if they had one more player alive with them, that crits, I'm pretty sure at the time they were 3 down, so there just wasn't enough backup to cause the chaos needed.
Yeah, they didn't have a fragging class. But also, like, the fact that TJ and Aisho didn't get melted, off that, they was disconnected, Varna was not healing both of them, and they didn't get melted by 4 core players. Like, that's...
We did see Tog actually try to push IT.
We'll see the Uber pop in.
Yeah,
they just bombed through choke really quickly.
No,
they haven't been able to get the med.
They went through lower IT. They tried to push to start off with, and
they've got 2.
They had Sam dive really early to a trap, and we've actually got Sean going down in that push. So this is going to be 100% crits ad in the favor of. This is going to be really bad because they should not need to pop here.
Oh, Death will pick him up. Very nice.
They all went for it. Oh, but Varna's getting jumped on by Sam here. He pops it just so he doesn't get dropped, but doesn't mean a lot at the end of the day since it is crits.
Doesn't work that way, Varna.
Nah. So you've got Elma cleaning up Shupa and PJ. And, Ratman are going to be left in second here. Not going to be able to push out with a pretty hefty Uber disadvantage.
Well, I think it's really clutch that Ratman were able to not die to that Uber from lower. Like, they didn't die 1. It meant Hog's Uber was essentially useless, and then they could push back in. Full Uber versus full crits is really bad, and they made it work.
Yeah, they did.
Ratman are going to hold with a sniper here, pretty passive. Doge will just... he'll just walk in and melt
it'll go down. And they know they're at pretty decent Uber disadvantage here. We've got Tog grinding on the point. I believe Ratman are doing the same in their own last tier, just building up. But I think Tog's they're gonna try and make a pretty quick move here. They might get Uber just before Aisho spawns. And they may try and... it's just gonna be at the same time. So they might still push it even players. It's gonna depend on how confident they are to kill Varna in the time they have.
Yeah, they want to go with it.
They're doing it.
Paulson Uber. The stick got knocked. But they haven't put anyone on point.
99!
No, don't do this. Don't... Oh, no. Okay, so... we saw a really aggressive Uber there from Sam and Paulson. Paulson ended up on top. They locked them in the, secret bit and in spawn. And I was just watching point for a full 10 seconds. And not a single person on the older gamer stood in it.
Yeah, everyone
not a single person from Ratman could have stopped them.
Yeah, he got super keen for those kills.
Yeah, they got a bit greedy. Got a bit, lustful. They wanted the frags. And it'll, they'll be punished for it. We will see a reset though. 30% Uber advantage for Ratman, but they're a player down, so they're not going to push out immediately.
Yeah.
Shupa will just poke 2 in midi Elmo. Whoa.
But they've gone for the point.
Oh, I love this
And
play.
they just wrapped in lobby while Shupa was distracted on, I think there 1 or 2 players out there. I know he killed Elmo, but
They were, yeah, he was 2. They were mainly playing 1 and 2. And the older gamers will just say, yeah, no, we screwed up, but we're just going to walk lobby again.
Yeah, and
Well done, Paulson.
Yeah, it worked really well for them, Paulson and Doge getting the frags there, but we've got the second mid. It doesn't look like Doge is going for anything nearly as fast this time. Deft is going to be, not left in peace to get his own pack.
Uber v Uber as well.
Yeah, we're back to that, so no surprise crits coming out as Varna's taking quite a bit of damage, needing to get his own small pack.
So not good. They really want to, like, get free damage in and then jump their soldiers and then collapse. Paulson will poke point, though. Second soldier bomb round. Deft's getting knocked. Deft will go down immediately. Well, not
Trading
immediately,
for
but
Doge,
first.
So, you've got a lot of damage coming in on Tog.
The height advantage here for Ratman, though, is really good. They lost frags, but they got position, and Sean will be forced to pop.
Oh,
Varna's on 90. Varna's a really bow-heavy player. I don't think they've accounted for this. Oh. But Aisho will just clean the scouts up near IT. Oof.
Doge going in for the fast bomb, but he sees Aisho on the point. He doesn't want a part of that. He wants to salvage his KD just a little bit. He can get the force another time.
So, this will be full Uber advantage, right?
Yeah,
for Ratman.
Yeah,
they're going to push through sewer. All the gamers are going to hold 2, just chilling and grinding. And, we see the bombs in.
They may not even get forced here. You've got a sniper on Sam. I think they do know.
They're going
Sam
now.
does take the shot.
In, they force.
That was a really good double bomb. A lot of damage came in really quick. Varna getting scared into popping there. Only losing both soldiers for it, so they should be able to hold last, I would imagine, as we've got a sack in. Yeah, they'll be able to hold it. Both soldiers down on both teams.
Shupa's death there is free as well, you know?
Yeah.
He'll race up by the time the fight on second happens. And, oh, very lucky Paulson, not dying to that stick trap.
Yeah, and you've got a...
They're going to work out now.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Elmo pushing up a lobby with Rhino backing him up. Doge coming out door 2. They're clearing all their angles here, making sure they don't get back capped.
The IT fight, though.
Oh, no.
Aisho Fane cleans up Sam.
Yeah, it's really good to see Elmo get on top of Sean there, just so he has a scout with him.
We'll see the sacked bomb in here. Fane and Shupa get denied, but they don't die. Oh, but they get the force.
Yeah, Sean gets forced again. And they've got to at least just try and hold second here.
Slightly curious. In that, I understand the fear of a back cap, but at that point Varna was 60% and sitting in choke. All the gamers wanted to sit on point and just get the cap, but I think there was merit to actually pushing in. And we'll see the counter Uber in. Deft will high bomb. No frags lost, Uber used, but they get the point, and that's what you need. That's how you win.
But it is going to be how you win, but I feel like we're going to see a pretty quick push out of last from Tog here. They're rocking about a 40% Uber ad. And Ratman even playing to give it up, sitting Varna upper IT. They're just looking for the fastest way out possible.
This is really offensive, yeah. As an Uber disc. 90 to 50. Ratman soldiers are forward, they're ready to force.
But this is actually really good. They've got the read that they might like to push out lobby here. But
Sam will rush in. They're going IT immediately.
But the Uber's going IT. But the Uber's been disconnected from Sam. They can't get the chase in. It's just another solo Uber on Paulson as they got both soldiers in last. Matt's got a 2v1 and he doesn't do it. The backhand comes in from both soldiers.
That's rough. Oh, really smart from Ratman though, right? If they're going to just do that kind of Uber, you force as many people for the backhand.
Yeah, and that was actually... thinking back on it, that was really smart. The soldiers on door 1 and 2, and then the rest of their combo in upper IT. So either way, they're either getting forced through 1 and 2, or they're just hungry for the frags and Ubering through upper IT. That was a really good setup there from Ratman.
Yeah, for sure. Varna's positioning, making sure he didn't die. Well, it's 1-1 tied now. We'll see an early soldier aggression here. Matt's ended up in Ratman's IT, and they'll pick up 2 from their play on right. This is really nice.
Both soldiers, but you do have
hurt.
Paulson going down, and Sean is so low he can't even commit. You've got Sam stuck in the 1v2, but Elmo and Doge coming back through choke.
He survives. They're going to re-enter.
We've got a 4v4.
Forward.
But you've got the demo man on the side of Ratman, and surely if you're Tog, that's sitting in the back of your mind that you do not have the amount of control that a demo provides. If you've got spawns coming up now, both
the demo
soldiers...
is rough.
Yeah, Paulson's coming as fast as he can. He's coming through choke right now, but he's so low he can't fight immediately. Sean's going to need an arrow as a...
Elmo picks up Aisho, and we'll catch Super as well. That's really nice.
Elmo and Sam just doing work, making that space so that Paulson and Doge can get healed up to continue the fight. As you've got Varna getting forced.
Oh, that's such a smart solo Uber. Because they pick up two. They catch the players out perfectly.
Tog actually used Uber on the point there. I'm not too sure what for.
I think... Yeah, it was a bit odd. I think they felt like they could counter Uber or they were pressured. It might have been spam.
Yeah.
It might have just been a, you know, fat finger.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? I mean, use at the same time. You win the mid fight, it's even Ubers. Nothing really changes to as if both meds not using. But we're going to
see them bomb in though.
Oh, that's a triple bomb right onto Varna.
Oh,
Doge.
Oh my god.
He gets
I think the older gamers are they're not going to get second off this. They're getting forced back with Demo and Scouts.
They just want to keep their med alive.
This pressure is insane by Aisho and TJ.
Yeah, they need to live here. They need to all live and not use. And they've got their spawns in 1 second, so they can jump through choke and use for this point. And although they need to use pretty quickly.
They're going now. Yeah, they're going now.
This is really good.
Oh no, they're just going to bully. That's nice. Yeah, they keep the Uber. His Shupa's gotten caught. Yeah, he'll pick up Matt though. That's reasonable, you know. That's a good trade.
That's really good trading Roma for Roma. And you're probably going to see the Uber through. You've got Doge and Sam making their way through choke. He wants it.
He wants it. They don't have to pop for this though, if they realize.
Oh, but
we'll see the jump.
Really good, but Sean really nice surf away out of that.
Oh, and Doge will kill Aisho and IT as well. Yeah, this will just be a free second.
Yeah, and they might even just leave one scout. Yeah, you got Paulson, Sam, Sean, Walk, and Lobby. Are they going to take this 4 or 3? Sam wants it. Sam's so keen, but he's just out of the beam.
We'll see the Paulson jump as well. I really want to see one of their players end on point.
They're not on point just yet, but I suppose they want to try and keep them in spawn.
But the counterattack is in. No Ubers, all of Ratman are up. Well, TJ will go down.
But Varna's so low.
They're all above, they're all behind.
Yeah, they just got the Uber though. So this is going to be a cleanup. They're going to be clean up everything. Slight Uber advantage in the favor of Tog, but that could have been around.
Yeah, that could have been around. I don't know whether they need either Tay or Elmo. I mean, Tay was dead, but someone's got to go point for the older gamers.
I think, yeah, Sam definitely started the cap. That's the little bit of cap time you see here, but I think Sean maybe was on a slightly different page to Sam there and actually flashed him, and the moment Sam got flashed, just ran off a point looking for kill. Whereas if he was just left on point, they would have been locked in. They had both doors shut down there.
I'm going to say that's actually 2 rounds that the older gamers have dropped. In that they've had Ubers into last, that they could have, that they had a free point and they didn't cap.
Definitely, yeah. The first one, they definitely managed to get the first one again after the second push. We'll see if we can do the same here. You got Doge bombing in for a bit of space.
Oh, another midi.
Doge is just so on tonight.
This is good pressure by Sam. He's gone down to 12, and
Doge gets the force, but Sam's going to get dropped, and both scouts and the soldier getting dropped. This is going to be
Uber and everything.
Yeah, solo Uber onto Paulson, and Paulson can't even help Sean get out here. Sean will surely die. As you're going to see, yeah, both scouts.
Oh, Paulson.
Oh, yeah. No.
Uber ain't everything.
And it's such a delayed death. They're not going to get forwards, not even close to getting forwards, and they're not going to be up for the second defense. We do have an Elmo's fight.
Quick. He's just going to get time on point. Yeah, Elmo's just going to hide in suicide.
Oh no.
Oh, this is genius.
Oh, TJ.
That's so smart that someone just had their audio up and they heard the decloak.
Yeah, TJ knows. And yeah, we're gonna have the even Uber, oh sorry, not even Uber, massive ad on the side of Ratman, and we might see them actually bring this advantage coast to coast pretty much on that failed push into last. We've got the engineer up as Ratman and nearing the Uber.
Well, it'll be full Uber advantage. They're going to pop through 3. Tog have their sentry set up. They've got their heavy above. And they're in spawn. Notably, Paulson's got sticks on point, and they haven't baited point either.
Yeah, there's a lot of nothing here, but Paulson just needs to make sure he stays alive, stays healed. But, they just put 4 players on it. No amount of bombing will stop that as, 2-1 to Ratman.
It's that really early aggression, followed by just putting people on point.
Yeah.
I may be missing something here, because I'm noticing that neither teams are immediately getting a player on point. I don't know whether that's if there's a specific counterplay that those teams have worked out, that if you put people on point, you can just counter jump, that'd make sense, but otherwise they're missing stuff.
Yeah,
Or at least they're
look,
missing, yeah.
Yeah, look, something's definitely going on here because both teams seem to be doing it. But if Sean and Paul is
Really early pick on ISO.
So Sean and Paulson actually both taking a lot of damage here.
We'll see the bombing from Paulson.
Yeah, they're actually going. Yeah, no, they're really far in, and they just win that mid nice and clean. Ratman going to keep them at alive, but Def's going to be putting some sloppy stickies all over Choke.
That was
not
a
going
hell
to
of
kill
a team
anyone.
fight.
That really was. He had a lot of early aggression on the side of Ratman and just got cleaned up really nicely by Tog.
That was four players with one focus. There's no other way to describe that.
Yeah.
It'll be equal Ubers though. Aisho's still gonna opt for a sentry here.
Got the lobby hold coming in from Ratman. Stickies on upper and lower door into lobby.
They're gonna just Uber in one.
Yeah, Uber in one.
Yeah, Sam Paulson wants it. They'll get a free pick.
Oh, but they dropped Sam. They didn't actually use it. And they're gonna drop Paulson as well.
Aisho, you beast.
The only buff that Scout can get, the gun that doesn't need to reload, but you're gonna have the flank Uber in, Elmo and Wino.
Aisho will pick up another.
Yeah, but they surely
he's got infinite ammo. What are you gonna do?
He's just
what are you gonna do? He's got infinite ammo.
Oh my god. But they're gonna Uber in
what are you gonna do?
They're just,
what are you gonna do?
He's unstoppable. He's pushing out. He wants it so bad.
And his sentry's got last. He's fine. What are you gonna do? Sam goes down. It looks like Dog want to actually refight this though.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They get him.
The terror has died. Fane will counterbomb in.
Oh.
Ooh, he might get caught. Sean's doing his best to survive, but won't.
And getting the little bit of speed boost from the pickaxe there, just being able to surf over to him. But that's gonna be full Uber ad. They've still got the sentry up on the side of Ratman.
It'll go down now. Okay.
It does. As
they'll walk in now. Yeah. Uber will be
Wino looking for something. Oh, actually, Wino's in a really good spot. They do know that he's there. He peeked himself a little bit wide. He'll get cleaned up, but really good effort to force there. As that should pretty much even out the Ubers when Sean does meet up with his players, but I don't think Ratman will be expecting that, so call it evens.
Yeah, and Ratman will take second off this, for sure.
Yeah, no way.
I mean, Fang gets midied. Oh, and TG gets midied as well. This is some really good area denial from the older gamers.
Yeah, it really is. Like 3v6 and they're managing to just not lose choke and mid immediately. They've made enough time for their players to come all the way from the second forward spawn. And they're going to get second.
Yeah, that's just that, you know, the pick on Fane, midi pick on Fane, and then that pipe on TJ, that's enough damage. That's enough position.
Definitely.
Oh, they're already in
Sam
5.
and Paulson so
they're
far
already
in.
in 5.
And they've just locked them in spawn. You've got to get on point here, though.
Nah, they're locked. I mean, this is a smart bomb from Deft, but he has to jump into 4 players. Oh, but even then, we see the power of 2 scouts and a medic.
Okay.
Even against what looked like insurmountable odds, they got him down to 1 player, Elmo at 30 HP.
Yeah, and that was so close. If I think it was Wino that was alive with them, had to kill himself to kill the scout. And
yeah.
You just think if TJ gets that kill onto Elmo, what happens?
2-2, tied game. Very close.
Def getting force off of his pack again. Gonna slowly get it now, but the Paulson is just getting the health advantage so early on these mids, being able to do a lot more before his medic gets there. You got Shuba.
Oh, this is a really good bump. He'll get denied though.
Sam gets
see the counter attack.
Yeah, he's put really low, which has left Paulson to go really low. Paulson doesn't care. Paulson is walking on the point, 50 health, as Doge does die, but you've got Sam and Elmo returning for their 2 own onto the flank again.
It's the position he gives when he jumps there. It doesn't matter if he dies. Like, he wins the mid by jumping like that.
And that's another even Ubers.
Nah, the last push. This is what happens though when both teams are like really caring and thinking really on point. You almost never see like a lot of second fights. I mean, we've seen a couple, but a lot of rounds end up just coming down to the mid, the last, the mid, the last. That's
it. Pretty much all of the second fights that we have seen are from failed last pushes into, you know, the other team taking the room on second. But we've got a lot of spam coming out into Ratman. Actually, I think only Sean got spammed there, but he got put down to 50 health, so they have given up the position for now. So they maybe just don't want to get forced and then put into a bad position. They're just going to sit on second and trade some spam. No sacks coming in.
They're looking to go lobby now. I don't think they're going to run an off class here, weirdly enough. I think they're going to try to bully 5.
Yeah, I think that's the right move,
Yep.
right? You've got the gun in a really open position that can just be spammed if you peek out a little bit on 5. So
Slow
it's
going,
yeah.
slow going. Oh, I should put the fear of God into them.
They're
This
not
is
worried about
rough,
the gun,
this is-
they're worried about the engineer.
Yeah, but this spam from Deft is really harsh.
Yeah, you've got...
One pipe and they're all dead. They're gonna leave lobby. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
again.
like that.
Yeah,
Heal up,
just-
try again later.
Def putting in so much work into lobby. That's the second time he's done that just in this round, in the past minute or so. So you might see it happen again. Deft holding pretty aggressively in door 3. Doesn't have the heals on him, but he'll get stamped with the trap.
Sam will snipe, for sure.
100%. Unless they get forced here. But oh yeah, you've got Shuba going in for the bomb. Sean will have to get a really good surf. He does not use, and you've got no
Very
counter
clean,
aggression.
very well done.
Yeah, I think we see the Sam.
Doge.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna... Sam's gonna stay on scout for
Why
that.
Why do people still poke that?
It's the, you know, the
Wait
balls
until
peek
someone
into
goes
one.
2. Dude, Paulson nearly died on their push out of last the other time.
Yeah, I did see that. We'll put down the 1 health by a trap. People just don't learn. Like, people have stopped getting sneaky with and trying to put the sticks above. People know if they put the stickies on the ground, that you
You just
will
poke it
get
and you
someone.
die.
They'll
You just
walk
die.
into it. The only difference between Prem and Open for things like that is that in Open, the meds will do it sometimes.
Oh,
Now that's when you get the
free
real
draft.
quality games. But yeah, we've got...
The unique situations, for sure.
Oh, definitely. It's something that's not unique for this game. Tog trying to take lobby again, but they're getting a bit more aggressive towards 5 here. Doge still wanting that sentry gun.
Well, this is obviously Ratman's set sentry position. Paulson nearly dying in lobby there. Really clutch to dodge that. Because they could push out with a demo ad. But yeah, this sentry position's obviously meant to cover every rough angle. It can't be spammed from 5. It can't be spammed from 1. And it can't be spammed from 3 or 4 without taking serious damage.
Oh,
They're gonna drop Sam in this Uber.
No.
Had
they
to be
haven't
on
even,
Paulson though, for
they haven't
sentry.
even had to use this. And the gun's still
Counter
up.
overall coming.
And this is going to
Under,
be
it's
so
bad.
clean.
TJ gets counter dropped as well, but Sean will get caught.
And that's all they
That's
want.
med advantage. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see the counter jump in. Doge going high.
Although they don't have scouts here. Aisho's still on NG on last. He's just swapped off, trying to come to as fast as he can. Feint's going to crater off the point, trying to get healed.
He and Paulson sort of minied each other, I think. I'm not sure
Yeah.
whose projectile it was. And yeah, Elmo will go down, trying something within 4 players. Oh, or Sean could get caught.
That was really close there.
Ooh, that's close. Okay. We're gonna see 20% advantage from Ratman. But they're just gonna start working in. Shupa jumps forward.
Aisho really fast through IT
He'll
getting the
catch
kill.
Sam. Doge
And,
will get caught by the
This
collapsing players.
Paulson
Yeah.
as well getting caught. As okay. One is there just in time to save Sean, but they might just roll through with it. You've got Shupa coming through IT now. Sean is in the right position, backed by 1 with his scout.
They're gonna just decide to stack. They won't deny enough, but
They'll
they
deny
won't
Paulson.
deny. Yeah, that's actually.
With-
Yeah, they're gonna work off it.
Yeah,
Second.
with
Demo
Uber at?
advantages. Yeah, it is Uber out as well.
Yeah. Uber and Demo, that's enough to make a push, but they've waited long enough to Paulson to get here, and you've got Sean on, what, 90% leaving 1.
That's the worry I had, that they can now push back out with Uber. But, of course,
They're
Sam
down
Elmo
for it.
went down.
And
They got the
Doge
picks
led.
they needed, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to have to be an Uber on point if they
3v6.
don't even get forced. That's
Yeah, okay, fine,
really
we'll go
good
down.
focus fire.
Oh? Total Goomba TJ.
Yeah, they use for
Oh,
the
Matt
kills,
wants Goomba.
but...
Won't get the
Yeah.
pick.
No, they use for the kills, but I really like that because they got the kill on the Varna. They know they don't need to worry about Varna backing off and building up an ad. They're actually going to end up with ad off of this, and they should be able to push out a last.
Sam and Elmo also are 2v1ing Aisho there, making sure that, my mate's not gonna die.
Yeah,
We got this.
got to play the numbers game, especially one against Aisho. That's not a 1v1 anyone wants to take.
Pretty much. At this point as well, though, like, I don't think any of these scouts are the sort of scout you want to take a 1v1 with.
No, definitely. They all know that. They'll try it, but, it's whoever's got the med. That's who's going to win. We have Aisho in the forward spawners, and no one's actually seen him yet. You might get people, spamming him out. Doge does see it.
He's getting info here, yeah. They poke Doge first, just to get info. Make sure there's nothing weird. We'll see the bomb in.
But Aisho's
This is a nice distract. Because they're still on point here. Equal Ubers though, Fane will go down.
Aisho had the chance for a shot, but he got found. Def going really low here, having to back up with Vana as TJ and Aisho are just being left hung out. Def still not getting heals though, and he's gonna get by Doge and just die. Aisho's so low as well.
Paulson's sneaky sort of pressure on right there allowed them to get a lot of space. Shupa, I think Tay tried to kill Shupa there. And Aisho sort of cleaned him up and wasn't put on 8 HP, wasn't punished, but then they were in bad position. And the older gamers could take it. Shupa will get midied out of existence. Doge's counterbomb will be denied. I think Paulson will get caught here. No. And we'll see the Scout ulti duo. Uber popped by Tog first.
Sean has balls of steel. He held Uber against the Scout while he was on 40 health, went down to 9 health and got the Uber off.
He just had to pop it then, and it was still... Yeah, Ratman just had the later Uber, which meant they could clean the first player up quicker. And they snowballed, and that's the mid.
Yeah, and they might
2-2. 5 minutes remaining.
They're gonna turn this into a fast second push. You got Doge.
Bad luck.
Good damage, but
well timed. Oh, nice pipe pulse. Just deleting Aisho from existence.
But yeah, this is. I'm curious to see if Ratmen have the read. Because they have to have known that Sean was really slow out of mid, and that the spawns probably weren't gonna meet him.
It's only 5. It's only 5%.
It is only 5 now. It is only 5 now. So the Tog have done a good effort to actually build it back up, because it's at one point it was about a 20% disadvantage.
They might still think it's 20 though.
They might. Doesn't look like it with their positioning though. With their positioning, it even.
Elmo also with the sentry on equal Ubers. It seems both teams have decided that you want a sentry on process. You always want a sentry. Sam taking the 1v1. Gets TJ, will get cleaned up in response.
It's not too bad. That's going to give TJ the opportunity to off-class. And it might give Sam the opportunity to do something sneaky. We might see a spy or maybe a sniper come out.
I think it'll be sniper. Oh, no, it's spy.
No,
oh, wow.
Spy for TJ. Oh, no, okay. TJ's checking for the off-classes himself before going sniper. I really like that play.
Big brain.
Because especially if Sam spawns first and does the same thing, he's going to check the spy and see it, and then swap off.
Very true, very true.
So, but TJ actually coming out on spy
Doge has gone spy though.
We got the double spy. But is Sean doing what Ivana was doing before?
He's just staying spy and spawn. He's
Doge
really
he knows.
Because TJ's now gone spy again.
He knows, but TJ's left spawn.
Oh, no way.
Doge knows, yeah. He disguised the spy and then swapped off, they know.
They both went double spy, and we had a sniper spy. Like, spy, sniper, spy bait. So that the other spy wouldn't think it was a spy.
Sam just bumped into him, and Paulson's so close. Oh no.
There's some mind games going on here.
Oh, he did it. Oh my god, TJ is so close to getting found here, but I think Paulson just bumped him again. He's gonna get the last. Oh no. This. Oh god, Sean. Oh no, he's just gonna drop the soldier.
Super just leaping into lobby and dropping Sean.
TJ revolvering down Paulson. Oh no.
Ratman have already been into one.
But they're not getting anything with this. It's Sam and
Elmo.
Elmo.
Oh, very well. Very clean. But yeah.
Oh no. 2 minutes left.
With 3-2. That was
3-2.
That culminated around.
We had a conversation similar to this before the game started. As Ratman, is it a valid play to not shop to mid here with 1:50 left?
Oh, based on the Inter game, yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like they're gonna shop to mid anyway.
Nah, this is Prem.
Yeah.
You big dick it all the way.
Especially with the way some of these mids have been going, Ratman definitely have a shot at taking the mid.
Both teams, just chill. Alright, we'll see the soldier aggression.
Oh, really good
all the
bomb.
game is in.
They're on death, they push him away, they've split the team
He doesn't
here
get his
really
second
nicely.
rocket. Counterbomb in. Shupa will get caught. Good bomb by Tay. Doesn't do too much, but both scouts have been caught in IT. if all the gamers can know, scouts are back out. Sam will pick up Fane though, that's good.
Sam needs to get back to his medic. He gets the second, but
he needed to win the kill on iShow as well.
Both scouts getting cleaned up. Oh, but they get the mid cap. That's really good. They got a minute left here on top.
That's really good. Come on, Paulie. Paulie
Sean can use... Okay, Sean does use that. That's not the end of the world. Varna does have Uber, and Paulson's gonna bomb in for the force.
Vic strong, huge. They forced. Paulson's gonna survive.
Sean needs to
but
live
Sean
here.
stayed in. He stayed in.
He has to live, and he's not going to.
But iShow will get caught. We've got all the gamers 5 players. They're gonna pick up Deft and Varna. It's just Trooper so far. Scouts re-enter. TJ's by himself. Oh, yeah, TJ's by himself. That's
They've got to go. That's a wipe.
They already have the mid, though. They already have the mid.
It's possible.
30 seconds. That's... Oh, no, that's actually genius. Sean intentionally came back in. Like, you know, if he runs away on that mid and doesn't die, they lose anyway.
They're taking the 3v2, but iShow's come up heavy. That's
they
behind,
won now.
I think they know. Oh, no, this
Race ups are in time. This is risky. This is really risky.
I don't like it. Matt needs to win, but he's going to get cleaned up. 4v2, you've got the Pyro and the Heavy. I don't see this happening at all for Tog. They drop Paulson, Sam, and Elmo, and... Yeah.
TJ being mean.
Very mean. On the Pyro, 3-2, though.
Oh my god.
What a game. And that's just game 1. We could have 2 more maps of that.
So we've got... I'm already on the stats. iShow top damaging at 9k, 300 DPM, then followed by Paulson, putting out a pretty impressive performance, 8.7, and then we've got Ratman's other scout, TJ, on 8.2, and then Fane on 8. And then, you know, Doge, Deft, Sam. So notably, Deft not putting out not an oppressive demo man damage game. Paulson very much being the top damager of his team. We'll see, you know, both roamers, Super and Matt, they always get the short end of the stick, and it's Process as well. Process is one of the roughest maps, because, honestly, basically every single bit on mid is just death. Any scout at any position just gives you instant death. So, that's understandable.
Yeah, you've got all the flashy jumps, but when you've got the equally flashy scouts sitting on the other side of mid waiting for you, you know, it is a pretty tough map for the roamers. But on what you were saying with Deft's damage, he did, I mean, what, like 1.3 thousand damage less than Paulson, which is a considerable amount. But I feel like a lot of Deft's damage was really high impact. Like, denying a lot of space in lobby, I feel like, would be a reasonable chunk of his damage. A lot of just the, you know, 1-2 pipes in there doing 300 damage across 3 players to Tog's combo when they were trying to push up there, getting caught on the pack. That's really influential to a lot of these rounds. So even though he's doing a bit less damage than Paulson, I don't think his impact was necessarily less.
I think that's very fair. There's always a finite amount of damage in the game. Let's harken back to that process mid. When we had Sean, Sam, and Elmo, you know, just playing tight, playing that chariot combo, and we had Deft, iShow, and TJ walk in with their Medvana, right? So iShow went left, TJ went right, Deft played very passive on point. Now, in that situation, iShow and TJ were dealing all the damage, and all of Deft's sticks were denial and area control. So I think you're right in that the damage he's dealing is just as impactful. But the damage that he might be dealing, that Paulson's dealing, is just being taken up by iShow and TJ.
Yeah.
Because that's the real story here, right? iShow and TJ are the main damage dealers for Ratman, and Doge and Paulson are the main damage dealers for the older gamers. I think one of the things as well to note is that on a lot of those mids, especially the first 3, I think, Deft was the first person to die. So older gamers are really tunneling that. They're focusing on making sure that he's down and they can't collapse off it. Because Deft's pretty terrifying if he gets his way.
Yeah. Yeah, and with 2 scouts like iShow and TJ in front of him with heals, I mean, you don't really stand a chance.
We'll see the okay, so we've got Granary now. We'll see the team swap here. Both teams are actually arguing over who gets to play on blue.
Ratman, keeping us in the back of their minds, wanting to swap so that
Is
way
this-
it's the same teams.
Is this brute theory come alive again?
Dude, I'm telling you, blue team is the way to go. Being the only team in Premier who had 100% of their games on the blue team, I can tell you that it works a charm.
Apparently, Sean did the stat analysis, and all the gamers have played red for 80% of their games.
Oh no.
So, you know, they want to be
They
blue
wanna-
now.
They want to spice it up a bit. Blue's the winning team.
Yeah, Elmo gets it.
Dude, shout out to Brutalix.
So what do you expect to see in this map? What differences?
I think one of two things will happen. Deft will either go on a tear, which will allow Aisho and TJ to do the exact same thing they did on Process. Or Wino and Matt are going to have their way on every mid and just destroy Varna.
Very possible.
I think it's going to be one of those two things. I think it will be one of the two. I don't think we'll see both. It'll be either Tog soldiers just wrecking house, or Deft having a massive impact on the mids and leading Aisho and TJ into a just momentum-based game. They can't be feeling great going into this map, so I think if they're going to have a good game, it's going to be Deft setting that tempo for them and making that space again.
Well, something that a lot of people don't really I don't know whether people focus on it as much anymore, but a good mid from a demo man on Granary can lock out an entire team.
Oh yeah.
If you can get 2 stickies early and just stick cat or stick a certain part, you can get the demo for free, you can get a scout for free, and if your team knows how to play, that's a snowball. You just work off that.
Yeah, and sometimes not even sticking a doorway, just sticking the other demo's pack so the other team does not have that level of control. I
So
think
they
that
don't have health, yeah.
Yeah, and that could be what Deft tries to do. If he's confident in his rollouts and he thinks he's faster than Paulson, he may just go for the play, stick him out, and then just get the soldiers on him, or even Aisho and TJ.
Oh, we're not going live. Yeah, we're going live. I want to really quickly note as well, Doge made an impact on Process a lot, but Tay is a very good soldier who, you know, it's Process. So I think the older gamers are going to have an advantage, and I know he knows how to play Gran.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, being a pocket player, he knows the ins and outs of the map, and hopefully you can apply that to...
Pain and Shupa are still good though. Shupa has been improving incessantly and developing the ego alongside it. Oh, Matt gets immediately middied on the mid. All the gamers... Oh yeah, Ratman are just going to work in left.
Yeah,
early.
look at this.
We'll see the high bomb. Paulson down. TJ gets caught out, but this
really low,
this position is just too strong.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just see that
Too smart.
Deft commanding his team down that left-hand side, just putting sticks in front of them the whole way. Aisho and TJ following up right behind on their own hide, and that was just a butchering.
Matt just... Oh... Instantly melted.
Yeah, you hate to see it. When you get
And
the
with
bomb
that,
in.
the mid was over. We'll see the Roma trade here.
Trading kills, and Fane might get the trade onto Elmo here.
Come on,
Surely
Elmo.
he does.
Yeah, boy.
And he gets out. Gets out
Doge
against
won't
Doge.
clean up. Yeah, that's really nice.
And but you've got the Uber trade coming out. Essentially, even players because of Fane's health.
Do they see the sticks above? Do they see the sticks above them? Sam hasn't checked.
Oh no.
They've got their players in.
Okay.
Oh, they'll be
He
dead.
has to do it.
This is a really good counter push from Tog. And Fame will get caught up top as well. But nah, Ratman will keep a point.
But
Sam almost gets caught out there.
Paulson really wants to push this through, and yeah, he's got support from Elmo and...
They're in. Elmo might get caught.
Oh
yeah.
no. Yeah, they've had to back up into last.
3v5.
Oh, Matt doing a bunch of damage on that door, having to back off though. And Sean just having to pump all of his heals into Paulson. You've got Doge and Matt having to really take a passive stance here. Paulson having to do all the work as Sam comes
Aisho from
up.
left hasn't been seen, but he'll get caught now.
Late
They've got their
bomb in by
restops now.
Fame.
This is a clean last fight. Fame
Yeah,
will go
definitely.
down.
Shupa's gonna get a... Oh, he's gonna get narrowed, but... He's gonna
get caught, yeah.
get caught out. Oh,
They
you've
wanna
got
walk back
Varna.
in.
Varna's so aggressive, doesn't have the Ubi yet. He does get forced,
they want
but...
to poke for that. It's not.
Okay,
it's not,
Sean has
yeah,
it. This is
doesn't have
really bad.
advantage.
Varna has to die here. He's gonna try and get out. But no! Oh my god!
TJ the back.
He dies right at the end. They left Paulson on last in a 1v1 against the Scout.
I'd rate
Oh
that.
no.
Yeah, I'd rate that. Alright, 1-0 to
Well,
Ratman.
that's a quick 1-0, 2.5 minutes in, setting the momentum. I want to see if Def does the same thing on mids again, because he is actually a... on first mid he was a bit faster
He's
than
not going
Paulson.
fast.
He does want it. He fears.
He fears.
So... you've got a little bit of a different mid coming out from Ratman, possibly because of the lack of pace being set by Def.
But Fane's just walked through gap here. All the gamers are getting separated. And the ISHO beam will come through to split it, but Doja's just gone behind. He's on Deft. He'll take the trade. And with that, they'll win the mid.
And this is Varna and ISHO going to be leaving. Even Uber... geez, Uber ad, but yeah, call it even. They're not going to look at taking a trade here. So, yeah, pretty slow on the cap from Tog, but they'll leave Elmo on as they're starting to take
Sam wants
second.
to go. Sam wants to go. And they're forced first as well. Oh,
they drop
this
Sam.
happened again.
And this is another solo Uber, but the thing is, with Sam getting dropped is that Sean just has no out. He's going to fade right in DC.
He'll get out. That's really clean.
He will.
Elmo, you beast.
ISHO will just
They're
get
going to work back in.
Surely
Deft is there, though.
Yep.
The soldiers start to answer.
And you got Varna getting really low here from the spam.
Elmo caught first.
Doge will clean him up.
Very nice, Doge. Varna will go down.
Tog will have fucking fat bomb. Oh my god.
Tog will not have the Uber.
No one saw him on mid.
That's nutty.
He just, oh my god, slipped into a Gary.
2v3. Weirdly enough, yeah, okay, Ratman aren't gonna push. Tog is just gonna hold them mid. Maybe pressure Yard a bit. Just chill. Wait for players.
Yeah, barely had the player advantage, so just had to play it a bit safer. But they're gonna look at pushing out now. I think they know they have a little bit of Uber out just because Savannah had the earlier spawn. I want to see if they do anything off of it. Or if they maybe try and make the play before they get Uber.
Well, it's 30% now. They won't know that, of course.
They won't know.
It's, 20-30.
They'll have a feel for it.
I think we're just going to see all the gamers push first. Yeah, they want to dry push. Two picks immediately.
Oh my god.
Ratman were not ready.
What a bloodbath. Varna does get the Uber.
Forced, but...
And this is... oh no, you've got TJ in the Uber. Oh no. Sean, run. Heal Sam and leave. Okay.
One scout can't kill 4 people.
And you've got Elmo making such a nuisance.
But... oh, Sam throwing. Oh,
that's a fair bit of PM. I don't think that's safe for the stream.
The lifeline hotline. The Super will go down and flank. Elmo will clean him up.
There's a full Uber advantage coming out for Tog. Ratmen need a lifeline to get them through this.
Tog in. They're in on right.
Full Uber ad, not having to use just yet. Paulson dropping down to half health.
They see the heavy. There's no sentry.
Paulson getting so in, and he got Varna. He does lose his life for it, but got to clean up his
Uber's faded. They've gotten their picks now, yeah.
But they're so low, and they don't have a medic. They can just play the long game here. They can keep them away from the resup, because if they go into the resup, those are players that are not defending the point. As, yeah, they play it long. That was really well played. The Uber was a little bit sloppy. Pretty much the only thing they got with it was Varna, but they knew that once they got that, they could just play it long distance.
That's all you need, yeah. I was really surprised by the fact that Ratman didn't have a sentry. They might not have had time, but...
I think they did. So yeah, no, that is definitely an odd one to bring up, because they did have they had the heavy up, and I think they had another off class as well at the start, but we've got the mid going underway. Paulson.
Very standard.
Yeah, Paulson trying to do the same thing that Def did.
Yeah, they want to go in left. Matt's really far forward. They haven't gotten picks yet. Oh, Doge will get caught in the air. ISHO gets piped. Shooper's bomb's too good though.
Yeah, cuts off Sam and Sean.
Go, Matt, go.
That was such a clean mid. Ratman knowing how to play that mid. They did it in the first round and won the mid convincingly off of it, and they just didn't budge.
I don't know whether you're... oh, okay, so... Ratman obviously really like that far left play.
Yeah.
And the older gamers tried it on them, and I can imagine Paulson and Sam, they know the principles, they understand how it works. But I also imagine Ratmen know exactly how to counter it. Oh yeah. Because they do it a lot, and they know what fucks them up.
If that's a strat you do first round in the second map of an elimination game in playoffs,
also,
you know
sorry,
that
nebulous
strat.
financials. Yeah, you know it. We'll see the Uber in here from Ratman above. Elmo's gonna get into spawn, and their sentry hasn't gone down. Okay. It's gone down now. Uber's faded.
Oh well, sentry
heavy
down
goes down
and
eventually
heavy as well. That's
Soldier
massive.
gets caught in the air.
See, you
Time
got
is
the
put on point,
3v6
sticks are
and
on
they
point.
they can't do anything.
That looked at face value to be such a bad Uber, and they just kept pushing through.
Yeah. They got the gun, they got the heavy. That's essentially 2 players down because engineer without the gun is just not a class, and yeah, they forced it in.
I wasn't expecting Elmo to die there, but he didn't. He stayed. I think he sort of stayed heavy in the doorway.
Yeah, he stayed in a bit too long. As we do have the mid and Paulson just flexing onto Death here, pushing him back. Who needs a pack when you're still on 10 health anyway? You got Doge trying to get the bomb in. A lot of damage onto TJ. Does get the splash rocket off as he may lose his own life for it.
Yeah, we'll see the trade. But the positions here for the older gamers. Counter Soldier Bomb will come in.
Oh, massive bomb by Fane.
Fane gets cleaned. Varna gets killed from behind.
Oh no, you've got the
Shooper
racket.
wants stuff to happen.
Sean needs to commit with the scouts here. Oh no, okay.
But Sam
Elmo's
gets 2v1.
Okay. Elmo gets out there. Elmo was in a position where he might not have been able to get out, but surely here, like,
They can
you gotta
refight.
push this back in. Scout with
Yeah.
heals,
Oh,
like,
no.
Elmo does not lose these 1v1s with a med up him.
I want to make a point on that last. Apparently Elmo tried to swap classes and wasn't in spawn because he was in the roller, so he just suicided.
Oh no.
And that's why, yeah.
Gotta be behind the dotted line.
It's a warning line, man. It's got the yellow stripes. Alright,
All,
we'll see,
all I'm saying is Elmo would not do well at a train station.
The CP freight comeback when. Look, we're gonna see Ratman just. Oh no, all the gamers, sorry.
Yeah, and
All the gamers are just gonna take this for free.
Ratman
Turn
are-
yard.
they're really ready to give this up, but
Shoopers and drop down.
yeah, Tog just not working at the pace that Ratman thought they would, giving up 35-second Uber advantage, but Ratman never got
Shoopers
on
on
last.
Paulson. Shoopers not gonna get Paulson. Shoopers gonna die. Not for lack of trying.
Yeah, and I mean, interesting thing there is that Aisha had a gun, a level 3 gun on last, and like the Ubers evened up, and he just swapped off. So yeah, Ratman really expecting something different out of Tog here, but Tog maybe just wanting to play it up really safe, and actually Elmo's on Deft, and Deft is on 7 health.
He gets
gets
bowed,
out. Yeah,
but
he gets
that's
out to
enough.
his mid.
That's enough position. They'll get the point.
It's a massive play by Elmo there, just slipping in Lunchbox, and they're looking to pressure far left.
They want to dry push, yeah. Oh, we'll see the Goomba in here. Doge's jump will get denied. Or Elmo will go down early. Paulson gets dropped in the Suba.
Oh, and
This
Doge
is not
dies.
good.
Sam, you need to leave, buddy. You're not healthy.
Oh, no one saw Matt. 30 shot the scout. I was hoping for the backup though.
It could have been. Could have been if he hid, but
I think
yeah.
he shot because Aisha noticed him.
quite possibly.
Come on, you read.
It's,
Yeah, he's smart.
you know, they're not relying on those plays in this type of game.
TJ might get caught. Gosh, no. And Aisha's now above them.
Yeah.
And now Ratman are all in, and now Paulson will go down. Oh,
And Doge
that's...
gonna get caught as well. Oh no, he slips out. No, never mind. Def does get the final sticky.
Matt's on the med though. Doesn't get the rockets off. That's a
missing the
really
second
interesting bait. They just like, they taunted all the gamers with TJ there,
Oh,
and
actually,
then they just wiped him.
okay, and they stacked it just enough so that Paulson didn't get the forward spawn. So they're going to be a little bit more confident here. Aisha peeking the point a lot as you've got the combo running in through Lunchbox.
Yeah, they're behind. They're just in from left. We'll see the Ubers exchange. Better Uber for all the gamers here. Shooper's gonna get caught.
Much better Uber.
It's just to pick off it though. Doge might get
Oh
caught
no.
on the side. Oh,
What are you doing? No, but this is making so
beast.
much room. He doesn't even
This
die.
flank play is really good. Well done, Paulson.
Def-
Sam's now gonna work in.
Def doesn't get caught and gets the arrow to be full health on this hold, so we can continue to apply pressure on the tiny choke point that Tog are trying to go through, but Matt getting
will
the massive
catch
bomb in.
Deft, yeah. Aisha dies on point. And
Sam.
Shooper's now caught.
Yeah, playing with his food, killing Super, 1 damage shot at a time.
I don't even consider that. At this point, that's just Scout v Soldier. It's just Scout v Soldier. A Shooper shouldn't have been in. Or
Yeah,
he
he
should have been on left.
Yeah, he should further in or further out, one of the two, but in caught in his own frame is not the way.
Elmo's flanking. Yeah. This is really good pressure from Paulson. We might see the counter in. No? Okay. And
Just,
now it's equal.
And did
3%.
Elmo get found? I think Elmo did get found, and he's backed out for some heals. And you've got Shupa with control of the drop-down area now. He's keeping an eye on Lunchbox for his team, but he wants to go down drop. He's watching for anyone to peek through.
We'll see a stalemate now. It's all the gamers push. And I think they're gonna look to work Lunchbox off this, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking to control it. You've got Deft with a
Take the
sticky
height,
trap.
scouts are watching.
He's got a trap on the tires next to Zed, so if they push through it... Yeah, it's just hiding, but oh no, Shupa getting a... Oh no, whiffing all of his rockets, not getting any onto Sean, and Matt dying at the same time. 2A trap, clearing those stickies.
Solid trade. That's one of the most successful holds I've ever seen towards people going Lunchbox.
Yeah,
like...
they just...
Oh, that's interesting. They've just flipped, like, the direction. We'll see the Uber in here from Tog. Ubers are traded. Fane gets caught out with it.
Varner and Tita just wanting to do a straight pass.
TJ's not doing anything with this Uber, but Aisho and, Sam gets caught by 4 players.
They get the... Okay, they
gets caught behind. Elmo gets caught behind. 3v5.
If you're Tog, you need to leave here.
You just run.
Your med does not have a scout. He cannot get out quickly, so your Soldier and Demo just need to make the space and let Sean get out. Although Matt's going to play for the sack, but no one has come out DC for him. But he's going to get a clean bomb on the
TJ could kill Paulson. Oh, Matt, you legend. Oh, Sam, okay, so I just want to talk about that for a bit. Aisho and TJ almost killed Paulson just by mid-range spam. And in doing so, because they wanted Paulson, because they got, I don't want to say greedy, but it's still smart, but because they did that, Matt gets the kill. He gets midied, but he gets Varner. He gets the other scout, and now that's the round for them, just from Matt. That's one soldier play.
Yeah.
Gets them to, not the round, but 2 points.
Well, yeah, look, I mean, you'd hope it's the round. They've got full Uberad coming in. They have the sniper up, so they should want to look at scouting this out, but they're going to push the other side. So,
Matt gets sniped.
They know they've got it, but they should look at using here. Paulson's been body shot. Yeah, they're going to pop in.
They haven't noticed sentry, but that's okay.
They will die. And you've got Doge killing Varner on the far left. You've got the heavy 3v4 here, but with the beam, but Paulson dies, and actually Aisho getting himself 2. Maybe
TJ
a third.
and Shupa are so low though, but the heavy spam is just too much.
Heavy, it's just too strong. The best class in the game. Tracker was right. He was right.
With the best weapon in the game, the Tommy Slav. He knows what's up.
He does. He's a true connoisseur of the heavy.
Aisho knows how to play hit scan. I was genuinely... Yeah, that's a weird one. I was expecting Tog to take that really cleanly, but notably as well, they didn't have players point until...
Yeah.
They don't like to put... Yeah, they don't like to put people on point until they've got the player advantage. They want to wipe. We'll see them walk in here from left. Just a straight dry push.
I really like this. They're still a player down. They know they've got a bit of time to play with. They get a
Sam goes down.
lot of really early damage onto Shupa, and they'll get Aisho
will
as
be
well.
Traded. And Doge as well, but...
This
I mean, Tog are in.
Oh, and they've got so... Yeah, Matt with a really good bomb. They're making so much space. And Elmo
they
just
don't notice
cleaning
Fane.
up.
They don't deal with Fane. Fane is
Elmo,
just sitting there.
Elmo, you need to... Oh my god.
Elmo... I saw Elmo's life flash in front of me.
God. Just back to the soldier. You could have just
This is a
turned and killed him.
frenetic game. This is really hard to keep track of.
It is. There's just so much chaos. Both teams obviously really familiar with each other, and it's just a brawl.
2-2 tied, 30 minutes remaining.
Oh no, and you've got Paulson going up top again, and this is the same thing that Def took advantage of on the first mid. Paulson does not have his pack.
We'll see the soldier exchange. Doge gets caught with it. Elmo's gotten good position off it, but Matt also goes down. Sean's gonna get caught out here.
Sean's gonna get caught. Yeah, and that's, you see...
Ratman's soldier aggression just better. Ooh. Oh, nice part.
They should get cleaned up by, by TJ here. Elmo's going for the spawn cam. But that, you see, that's part of what made that first mid so convincing for Ratman, and what made this one almost as equally convincing. Because you had Deft doing a lot of damage on the Paulson, denying him his own pack. So Paulson had to go back. And when he's back, his soldiers... And his soldiers... Yeah, exactly. His soldiers are bombing as if there's damage. All of those players are fully buffed, full health. And they're just not getting the kills.
We'll see Ratman go. They want to go up top. Lunchbox or left. They'll pick up 2 picks for free.
That's Soldiers.
Well, Soldier's trying to force.
Yeah.
Know. Good job from Doge and Matt, but can't get them all.
Actually, oh, they're already going into last.
They're already in last. No
They
time for a
haven't-
sentry.
They haven't even
Wilson's
been
gotten
forced
caught
yet.
behind above.
They don't even have to use.
Just too fast. 2-3. 12 minutes remaining. Ooh, that's rough.
That's a really good pace set by Ratman. If they can show Tog that they can take those rounds really quickly, that's going to put Tog into a really rough spot where they are not going to want to leave a minute and a half, 2 minutes left on the clock if they level out the rounds.
Because if those rounds can work like that, yeah. Is this equal HP roughly? I like what Paulson's done here. And Shupa will now be the one to go down first.
Yeah, he tried to punish it, but just the scouts
Counter mirror
melted.
away. Doge is in. Doge is just in.
He's going to
Matt
surely get
collapses as
death.
well.
Yep.
Fane's behind on point, but the rest of the team's out.
I'm really not sure what happened there. It felt like half of Ratman just didn't shot to mid.
That's the thing. If you noticed where Doge's bomb ended up, it ended up straight in Death Corner. Before Varna and TJ were really, like, through? So they had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that was
By the time they could rotate to garage or something, they were already 3 down. Which is good.
I mean, it's really
Good
fast
positional
one.
play.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
No, that's good. Yeah, but we've got the even Ubers coming out. And I think Ratmen are going to be happy to just sit this in the yard and just wait. They know that it's all on Tog. They have the map advantage, they have the round advantage.
They got the point event. Yeah, they can just... Doge is in. They're working corner. They're going to pop in. And they'll pick Fane up for it.
Oh, and
they'll
they'll
pick
pick
Deft off for it.
But they've got the double scout. They've got the double scout with the better Uber. Sam should die here.
Sam's distracting. This is a distract play.
That's really
And now
good.
the rest of all the gamers are going to work the flank. Doge and Paulson combo working into second. That's a point.
It's a point, and they didn't try and quickly push it like they did before. They had a brief window there where they could have made it in, but they've got TJ on heavy now. Doge
And they're just drive
completely
pushing.
denied and-
they're gonna reset now.
That's fine.
Live or die on the soldier bomb. I respect that.
Paulson wants to contest this. I'm not sure if that's the right play. You've got Shupa pushing far behind, so Elmo's essentially out until right now where he does get the pick.
Well,
And
yeah, they have a pick now. The soldiers are coming up soon. I do think that damage there from Paulson's sort of free. If he gets rush shutter, the player probably dies.
you'd hope so, but Sam was a little further back with Elmo. I feel like if Ratmen, if there was comms from Shupa there, because it's probably not something that Shupa's comming. You know, it's just not a worthy comm that Elmo's chasing him so far back there. I mean, he may not have even seen Sam, but if Ratmen tried for something that they could have gotten the pick, he didn't have any traps down. But
He could have rushed and there wouldn't have been the sticks, yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see the Uber in here. All the
It's
gamers just
yeah.
want to force things to happen.
Just
Doge
for
will go
trade.
down. Better Uber here. I think Ratman will want to work off this.
Yeah, I think they're going to look at pushing out far right for them, but they're going
But
to
I
get
showed
minced.
TJ. Look at that. If they 2v1 someone, you know, oh, that's bad. But then if 3 people 3v2 them, oh, that's even better.
Yeah. You got Fane trying to make a sneaky play through Zed here, trying to get some spam, but Elmo's cutting him off. Gonna get that frag nearly. Shupa coming to help his pal out, but oh no, Fane's okay, Fane's gonna get cleaned up, Sam's gonna clean up Shupa. This surely is a last push for Tog here.
The resubs
slight-
allow it. Yeah, to finish the cap, they're going in.
10
It's
seconds they have to
20%
play with.
advantage.
They might just use here once they get.
Oh,
Sean
I should this
begging.
down as well first.
Yeah, okay, this is really good. They need to keep people alive and use the Uber, which they have done. But yeah, they've made a lot of
TJ
room
as well,
here. But
Fane as well.
they got the
And
Uber.
we see a pause.
Yeah, we got a pause probably in the next round. But Vada got Uber there.
Yeah,
That was
so they...
really quick.
I didn't see a saw.
I don't think
but
he
it,
did. I think he just like maybe.
It was only 20.
It was only
Right?
20. Yeah, he may have gotten the crit buff on the heavy. That was really fast for the last 20%. He may have just like gotten crit buffs off of spawns. Could have possibly been it.
You get more Uber from healing really lit players. If he was beaming TJ, Aisho, and Aisho dies, then he would have been like 90.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he double backs, buffs heavy, and then pops on demo. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. It was just that caught me off guard with how quick it is, and it may have caught Tog off guard. I'm interested to see how this plays out. I can't see the spawn timers, but I believe you've got 2 long spawns on the side of Ratman, and one's going to be up pretty quickly. I think 3 or 4 seconds after the pause.
Shupa's gonna fight Tay here. Or Matt, sorry. Shupa's gonna fight Matt. Deft's gonna fight Doge.
And try and clean up Elmo. Maybe with the help of the spawner.
I think Elmo's gonna clean up Deft here, because if you look at the way the Ubers... I mean, you know, it's a pause. You might as well just analyze it to the nth degree.
Oh, yeah.
The way Varna's Ubered Shupa means that Deft's gonna get unflashed. 1 rocket, and Elmo walking at him, Deft's dead, and then they cap point.
Thing is that there's 76% left on the Uber. There's still a good 6 seconds if he does just solo Uber onto Deft.
That's the thing. There's a lot of Uber left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could just, you know, he's just flashing Shupa. He's gonna go back to Deft.
Yeah.
We're seeing Uber live.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. It's exactly that.
But Doge does not die right away, and Elmo gets the kill onto Deft anyway.
Doge will die.
And
they will lose.
iShow coming up, but yeah. Wow.
Predicted. Alright, 3-3.
Yeah. And what? That's
8 minutes.
8 minutes left. Yeah. It's what you want to see out of Tog. They're obviously, you know, reasonably comfortable on this map to make those pushes work, but it's, you know, Ratmen are no slouches. iShow and TJ are being given the room, and Deft is so aggressive on this mid. Also not even coming out of his own death corner.
Yeah, this is both teams really want to push left here.
They're trying to do it again.
Soldier aggression in now. Doge is really high up, but both Fane and Shupa have taken all the game's garage.
So much damage coming out from Doge, but there's
They're playing
so
tight,
little
but
health.
Pincered too much. Too many exposed angles.
The amount of rockets done by both teams there that hit 2 or 3 players were they're ludicrous. You know, it's just, I saw Doge shoot 2 rockets that hit 3 people. On the cleanup there were rockets that were hitting 2 and 3 people while they were leaving. It was just...
But it's Fane and Shupa in garage there that won it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Doge got caught out on the crates, right? Oh, and we'll see Shupa and iShow go down.
That's an opening, and that's where we saw the pause.
That's the pause there,
sure. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Seeing if...
More players back. This is also full Uber advantage for Ratman. They want to work it.
They don't have the point just yet, so they want to... I imagine they want to try and cap before they do Uber in here, but TJ just being spammed so hard.
Garage second doesn't care about your Uber. It's still a box.
Oh.
Alright, they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, without the cap here.
He's gonna get denied.
If they don't get Sean. You've got Doge and Matt denying the point cap for so long there. Yeah, the Uber's gonna fade, and Tog are gonna walk this back in.
They spend the Uber for the point, and now they're forcing Tog to have to repush and make mistakes, but they won't. Well, Doge will go down, Fane will go down. Shupa's trying to play behind, but he will get caught out. But Elmo will get cleaned up.
Yeah, and we'll get chip shot down. And this is 2 up.
Stick trap above point. They didn't check the stick trap above. And we'll see the counter push. Just 2v4.
No. And you've got Doge
Uber
up in a second. It's Uber, but it's a double soldier Uber at best.
It's a merry-go-round at worst.
And it's, I mean, iShow might die. iShow does die.
Hold on.
And Doge actually puts a decent amount of damage onto TJ. He does need to leave. But this is 55% ad for Ratman. They're just gonna live and then walk into last.
That push eventually doesn't work for them. But they're gonna say no, we're gonna push instead. We pick up Fane, but they're gonna lose their scouts. That's some good cleanup frags.
Deft and shit, but they need to get on the point though. Doge is zoning them out so hard. They just need to follow
play. Yeah, and they're gonna Uber in.
Now, actually, but you've got both scouts coming up on the side of Tog, and they're going to be healthy, ready for this. They do get Sean,
doesn't take any. Oh, yeah, he's just going to go for this. Yeah, oh. Sean will go down. That's the smart play. That's what you got to do.
Sean, not happy with it.
Full Uber disc, yeah, for all the gamers. They'll pick up Shupa.
But both scouts on the side of Tog are so low.
Same on that trade.
Oh, but they're gonna get the cap. This is actually really good.
I like this.
Do not. If they both die here, though, that's a round. They both get out. If Def pushed forward just a little bit further, they were both on a combined health of maybe 60.
It's really interesting. Both teams are really trying to work the small advantages.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed one of Tog's is that if they have uber disadvantage and it's a bad situation for them, they'll still try to get point with their demo pressure, because then it means they sort of deny the other team's forwards. They make it take longer.
Yeah, definitely. And it's left them to get into this position where they've got 6 up, they've got control of height, they've got the heavy on the point, who's going to get
Straight
forced
on
back into
Elmo,
spawn.
but he'll get into spawn. Strawn gets caught there though.
Oh no.
Good collapse by Fame.
Elmo deciding to stay on the heavy. His team is going to need the cleanup as they are all on the right side. 3v4.
This isn't so good for Ratman.
It's not.
The heavy makes it difficult.
And yeah, he's on full health.
But Sam will go down, that's rough. TJ
Oh, he
goes
gets
down.
so much
Aisho
damage.
gets picked up. Very nice roll.
But he's got 2 up. He just needs to make time for his team here. He'll get piped, but no.
Ooh, 3-4 with 3.5 minutes to go.
I want Tog to be able to do this, but nothing that they've shown in this game says that they have the capability of rolling this round in 3 minutes to at least bring it to golden cap.
I can see it.
It's certainly possible, but Ratmen just have this momentum going into these later rounds. There's no pressure on them, you know. If they lose this map,
they're leaning on Scout Dam more, I think.
yeah.
Matt's gone behind them though. We'll see the Soldier high bomb here from Ratman. I think Matt's been denied, so all the gamers are in a bit of a hard place here. They pick up Super, that's good. Doge will get traded.
Actually,
Matt's working in from flank, but he just gets zoned by 2 scouts.
Yeah.
Def goes down though, that's clutch.
Okay, and
Elmo
you've got
makes
Sam
his
and Elmo
magic work.
cleaning up on this right-hand side.
That's so horrifying. Imagine double jumping just to deal 50 to a soldier and just having 2 scouts shoot it at you like that. Oh, that's so nasty. Ubers will be exchanged.
Oh no, TJ. Okay,
TJ will get caught.
Nice double.
It's a really nice pick. But TJ's death there is actually weirdly free. Once again, he'll be up for the next push.
Yeah, he'll be up for the next push, unless Tog pressures this in the mid.
Push.
They know they're down a scout.
Just push. Soldiers on the lamp though, it's making it difficult.
They need to deny cap and they're not getting it.
Tay's getting caught. Doge will go down though. Being really forward. Fane and Elmo get traded.
And you see, this is really not good because any kill that Tog gets without them capping, it's just...
I know the issue. That mid says it all. The end position for their team fights is Sam trying to shoot Aisho, right? But the beam is on Aisho, and for Tog, the beam is on Paulson.
Yeah.
And Sam's being forced to do 125 to 185 trades.
And I mean, effectively more than 185 is... This might just be another round.
I think, that's another round. With a minute, that's not enough time.
Not enough time to pick up that. Yeah, that is game. Paulson calling it there, GG. Og know it. Minute 15 left. It will be 5-3 for Ratman, unless they manage to roll another round. It's not impossible. It is Granary. But yeah, you will have Tog bowing out of the season in 4th place. Ratmen showing that they do still have it, even when they're not versing the Paulson Scout. They can still take the games, take the rounds needed.
Doge has gone sniper. They want their frags.
Yeah, and they'll secure themselves a top 3 finish here, Ratmen.
Well, yeah. So that's the older gamers now. Ooh. Are they based on the thing? Are they eliminated now?
Yep, that's eliminated.
Yeah,
they're
4th. They have to be
place.
4th. And this means that depending on whether Coffee Clock or MMGP win tomorrow, Ratman will verse them.
They will verse the loser of that game.
They will verse the loser, and then the winner of that will verse the winner. Yeah, damn, Ratman taking their 3rd place game, coming in for coming in for the win.
Yeah, that was still really close. I thought Tog would have a little bit more of an edge on Granary there, kind of what we talked about before, just with the amount of... with how much Ratmen rely on their scouts, but Deft, kind of what we were talking about in the pregame, making that space for his scouts. TJ still top damaging on his team. TJ was only 13 damage behind Paulson.
That's nuts. Especially on Granary, right?
Yeah, and then Aisho right behind him, only with 500 less damage than TJ. Like, they still made the room for their scouts and made it work. And their scouts aren't even the highest heals on their team. You know, Aisho is consistently second last heals. Like, Fane's still getting more heals than Aisho, and Deft in that game getting more heals than TJ. But they're still very close. And they've just really got that dynamic down.
Notably as well, Doge going 9 to 30. I would have expected a far, like, bustier performance from him.
Especially on Pocket.
I think he just got denied in the air too much. And
Yeah.
I think he got caught out a lot. Like, it's hard to catch out Ratman's soldiers because they're either in your face or they're dead.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Doge's, Doge and Matt, and the way the game is played, they won some rounds just by walking in and playing really slow. Like, their dry push game was so on point. But at a certain point, you get caught out a lot, and you just get. If you get caught out, then that's a point. That's a
it's a round,
it's an area.
And one thing that's actually really interesting on Granary is that every round that was won, the team that won that round won the mid fight.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Traded back and forward, just mid, and it really shows how much of a difference winning the mid makes on Granary, because you roll it through. If you win the mid convincingly, you've got second for free, and that difference between second and mid, it's such a large amount of space to where if you mess up a last push, you really don't run the risk of losing too much outside of that second point. You can just back out to yard and hold it there. So it just really puts you in an advantageous position.
For sure. I definitely think as well, TJ was probably zoning. I mean, you zone soldiers, but TJ ended up with 20 soldier kills. That's
Hang on, 20 of
just 20
30,
soldier kills.
20 of 35 kills being on soldiers.
Just soldiers.
That's just what can you do? Like, it's Granary. It's the soldier map. You think of Rocky walking through Gary with a shotgun in hand, destroying anyone in front of him. But then you've got
at the top of his lungs.
Exactly. But then you've got TJ on half the health, rolling through anyway.
Yeah, and he'll just kill, and he'll kill in the exact same way.
Yeah.
I'm really miffed we actually didn't get to see Snakewater. I
would have loved to have seen it. It was still really close. It could have gone there. Even Process could have gone the way of Tog, but it didn't.
And I think for that last round, I think I just would have liked to have seen Sam beamed a bit more. There's no other way I can describe that, but
definitely, yeah.
I can also understand why, like, the core of the team and the beam was on Paulson, because he was flexing that game, and he and Sam would have been the callers, and I imagine through their comeback and their like midpoint would have been through Paulson's like suddenly calling and suddenly saying, we do this, we do that. But then that might have tipped over, and then they started getting caught out by just this wall of scouts. It's nebulous. I'm posturing.
Yeah. And it looks like we are trying to get interviews sorted. So we'll keep you up to date on those, but it looks like we are trying to get some people in from either team.
I'd like interviews.
Yeah, it should be good, especially after how close of a game that was. I want to pick the brains of some of the players and see just what was going through their heads in those games, because it's a third, fourth game. Like, they've been here plenty of times, but it's still, you're still hyped up for the game, Like, it's the difference between just bowing out in the first round of playoffs and then going through to, have a shot at even winning. For either of these teams, they win this game, then they just win one more and then they're in the grand final.
Yeah. I think, I don't even think, Coffee Clocker, maybe a 60-40 weighted to win the next one against MMGP.
Yeah.
But honestly, Ratman could take this. I'm seeing nothing from their play that's super exploitable.
It looks like we have interviews. Looks like, we've got people in from each team.
Hello.
Hello.
Name.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations and commiserations.
Thank you.
Also, thank you.
A very, very close game as well. I think that's That's some of the most technical TF2 we've ever seen. In a
Really?
long
Oh.
time.
Yikes. Not
I
sure
feel
I've
like
been
we
watching
just
much
like bang our
TF2
heads against each
champion.
other.
Yeah.
Not as much as I'd like. Yeah.
I would say neither of us have like a super technical like play style.
I mean, the other team do like double scout bait is technical, but
That isn't like wait, that's not even a technical strat. That's just the meta.
I
Yeah.
felt like it was
Elmo's a
just
boomer and
chaos
doesn't want
punch.
to change.
That explains it.
Well, what was with that, like, spy mine games, where you both had a spy, and one of you went sniper, so that your spy would think that they had a sniper, but then you went back to spy, but person also still knew?
knew
You
that-
talking about process?
I don't
Yeah.
think it
That
was
was
that
nonsense.
elaborate from our
Nah,
point
nah,
of view,
what-
man.
From our point of view, what happened? I said, "Can Doge or Matt go spy, please?" And then Doge went spy, and then I think Matt was like, "Oh, you should just check classes."
No,
So
because
Doge-
Doge was like, I don't have the bind set up to play
No,
spy.
he said it was all right or something.
Okay.
But what the plan was to us to have a spy, and he swapped the spy, and then he ended up swapping off spy, and not saying anything, and then we were like standing around and I don't know. But
So-
the whole point of that the whole push went wrong because my sticky trap didn't kill Super for some reason and launched him into Sean game. Hello?
And that's why he dropped, yeah.
Yeah.
So, from our perspective, TJ went spy, and then went sniper, and then you went spy to check whether they had off classes. And then he went back to spy to, like, make sure you didn't know he was spy, but you stayed on spy long enough to know that he would still be on spy. Does that make sense?
We didn't know he was changing. We just thought he was a spy the whole time.
Yeah.
So we were
Wait,
actually
so you guys
we
didn't
were
see that I was on Sniper?
No,
No.
we knew
Yeah,
you were on
we s-
spy. We knew
Oh, okay.
TJ was on spy because Sam saw him. So we were like looking around constantly.
Yeah, I got hit by a random roller, like from you.
Good.
I have no idea how your roller hit me. I think it
And
bounced
then-
off the ceiling there, just landed on the ground.
And then Super
Also
drops the
knows
medic.
live ping.
I don't have 5 ping. What do you mean?
Fucking 5 ping.
So, how did you guys feel coming into this game, older gamers?
We felt fine. Like this whole season, we pretty much had a 7-man core roster. Didn't really have like because Doge is so useless. Our soldiers rather are both so useless in their availability that like Lau was our player as well all the time. We had sort of like you could say roster issues the entire season, but we came into this thinking that we had a chance to win, and the games were close. It was good, and I think it could have went either way when it came down to it. But I think what happened tonight was that Doge just got raped by the scouts too much on mid. It's completely Doge's fault.
Reasonable.
Poor Brody.
I
And
hope he's
how did-
listening.
How did you guys feel, Ratman?
I feel like I should take this.
I'll go.
the pressure, man.
I can take it if you like. I think
Sure.
we felt like fairly confident in our map picks coming into this game. Like process is something we've been scrimming a lot lately and had good results on. We were a bit dicey on Granary and we didn't really know how that would go, but yeah, I guess it went our way. We didn't
And
expect, to be
Snakewater.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
we were pretty
that's fair.
comfortable with Snakewater if it went to a decider.
Yeah.
We picked Granary purely because we hadn't played it in a while. We felt like playing it.
Well, I haven't seen that map.
That's fair
Hey.
enough, yeah.
It's a
Granary never
boomer
gets enough
map.
love.
I just assumed you picked it because it's a boomer map.
That's a good call too.
I mean, we would have picked Badlands for the ultimate
Yeah, well,
chaos,
too bad we
but
banned that.
screw you guys.
Did Elmo support the Granary pick?
No,
No,
there
I
was
said
actually.
yes.
I know.
I was fine with. I said Grand.
Yeah.
I personally said no to Grand because Sunshine's more fun, but Grand's a good.
Yeah.
Official map. It's garbage every other time, but it's good for officials.
We were split 3-3 on Sunshine and Granary for what map to pick, but
I think we were fine as long as we didn't fucking play Kalinka, honestly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy
the
we
ban
didn't
was
play
quick.
Kalinka.
Have either of you scrimmed it at all?
I don't think we've
We
ever
did
get
scrimmed
it,
once,
it.
Kalinka week.
and it-
The
yeah, we-
only reason we scrimmed it was because the other teams wanted to scrim it. If we had a choice, we'd have just never played it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of those maps, hey?
Half the
I'm
match
normally,
gets cleared,
like-
don't
I don't
you?
actually mind the map, it's just we didn't like...
I do mind the map. I'm
We-
normally like okay with the new maps, right? Like when we get like logjam and stuff, but I actually think Kalink is really bad
I really like the mid. I think the mid has potential.
if you can get
but-
there.
we didn't want to play it because we just couldn't be bothered learning a new map. Pretty much.
Boomer mindset.
That's,
Yeah, no,
all right.
Well,
Aren't
do
you
you
the
know how
same
to play
age as us,
Badlands?
TJ?
He's not.
I'm 21.
dear. Oh, okay, that's pretty youth, man.
Yeah, but people always think I'm older for some reason.
Sounds so mature. That's why.
Eh.
So, I also want to ask Ratman, out of the next game tomorrow between Coffee Clock and MMGP, who do you think's going to win that, and how do you feel you'll go against them? The loser in your next game.
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
I have no idea who's gonna win. I'll be honest. I think TJ could probably take the other part of the question.
Actually, we were just talking about that in Mumble earlier. I know. I think it's gonna be a 50-50 coin toss. They both seem pretty even with each other. But I think if we're talking about which team we'd rather play, I think we'd rather play Coffee Clock.
Coffee
Like,
Clock are the only
yeah.
team who are playing super like slow and kind of boring this season, and I think they're easier to beat if you're on.
I think I think the grand final is going to be MMGP and Ratman. Personally,
Yeah, I think both of those teams are better
Cookie
than
is
Coffee
beyond
Clock.
Wash, so not surprising.
Nice to see you have such faith in us, Paulson.
yeah. Well,
I don't,
when
Vana.
you have
I
a
hope you
medic
lose.
that does more damage than with arrows than the other medics in the league, then that counts for something.
Occasionally it works out.
I think this season's been. This is the closest season I've seen in a long time, very long time. I've never
It
seen
kind
a
of makes
season where
me
where the
wish we
four-
tried harder, Scott.
I actually want to make a note
Me-
of that, because I think this is the first time since maybe L3 that we've had more than one or two dominant teams.
Well, no, I think season 21 we had Yugi Boys, which were like probably
True,
a
true.
step up, right? But the three other teams were like just barely below. But that was really close, season 21 as well. But that was three teams pretty much. But this season has been like I
Genuinely
reckon
open.
a four-sided coin flip. Like anyone could have won, in my opinion. I wouldn't feel comfortable betting any team to win prior to this game.
So, to the older gamers, how do you guys feel about, first up, not beating the 4th place curse? And what are you guys going to do next season?
Talk to us when you actually win Prem, mate.
It's an honest question, man. What you doing next season?
I'm probably gonna just keep. Hopefully, whoever stays in this team, just play around and relax like we did this season, and
Seems
never stalemate.
Yeah,
Just
you
gonna-
guys pushed a lot.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
your
we
dry
ca-
pushes?
We made
Yeah,
a pact to never sack.
We came to the start of the season, saying that the way we're gonna play TF2 is this season is just not ever sack, either trade or like try to like force a fight somehow, but we're never gonna send sacks.
Is that a
Sacking
reason?
is sack is just such a cuck thing to do,
just-
man. Like,
It's just not fun.
oh,
That
it's
was
so
simple as that.
shit, man.
We were just we wanted to play fast place aggressive TF2 the entire time, and sacks.
The
just
one thing I
aren't
will
fun.
say about like Ratman, their sacks I don't think are like normal sacks. Usually, it's usually like 2 players, so it's kind of okay. But I hate single player sacks. It's like it's just the worst. And at this level of TF2, if it works, it's luck. Like it's not skill.
Alright.
Yeah. So I think I know
Hmm.
I'm going to be sticking around, just playing like once or twice a week. I don't know about. I think most people in TOG are going to do the same. And there might be some roster changes because I think some people might be going to new teams, but we'll see. Sure.
Well,
We're only getting older.
the game's only getting older.
No,
Hey, how about that new Half-Life game, huh?
yeah, great TF2 interview. Yeah.
That's
Alright.
a VR game.
Yeah. Michael, do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
No, you've kind of taken all of my questions, honestly. Sitting here waiting to button in, and then you're like, "Oh, here's Michael's question." It's like, "Cool, thanks." No,
Well,
I've got
dubious.
nothing else.
Great minds think alike.
Hell yeah.
Alright, I think we'll do shoutouts. Does anyone want to say anything, relevant to the game before we do shoutouts? Okay then.
Well, it was a fun game. GG. That's all I want to say.
It was probably the most fun match I played all season, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'd
wish we
agree.
had our proper lineup for our like regular season game. Would have been nice to have another game against you guys.
I can't remember what happened when we versed these guys. I can't.
I
Paulson
was playing
Scout.
Scout.
Yeah, Paulson Scout.
I was
We
fucking
lost at that
weird.
one as well.
Did we get rolled?
It was
Give
an
me a
absolute
break.
roll.
It was a
I don't think, it
7-2,
was, I don't
I
think it
think.
was entirely my fault though. I remember like, it was an entire collapse of our entire team.
Elmo, was it Scott's fault?
Shut up.
It's
Elmo.
always his fault if he's Scout, let's be honest. The only reason the old Xeno was garbage as well.
Alright,
We
I
came
think...
to that.
Yeah, well, you guys actually, for this, like, for you guys to get wiped in week 2 in such a way, with, you know, understandable roster issues, but then to come back and to have such a breakneck game, like round and round, over and over, it's just
Doesn't
impressive.
matter, still lost.
Still lost, yeah. Bad luck, man.
The fun that
Bad luck,
counts.
It was a
Elmo.
good game though.
Good game.
I
For
was,
sure.
I was waiting on the motivational quote so I could kill myself in peace tonight. Thanks, Mana.
You're welcome, man.
Alright, Aisho, any shoutouts?
Shout out to the BTS LAN team. We're not going, but just saying.
Ouch.
Cool, any shoutouts? Alright, Vana, any shoutouts?
Shout out to the other team for a great game. You guys for casting. The admins for doing a good job. Shout out to my team for playing good. Shout out to Kua and Luna.
Elmo.
Shout out to my team and Lau and admins, and actually having other casters is pretty cool. That's it.
Shout out, Paulson.
Shout out
What's your
to Elmo and Doge arguing their brains out during our game of Granary, to enough to make us pause.
Oh,
they were
Doge was
screaming.
Who was that with that one?
Oh,
That
that
was
was
Doge's
Oh,
fault.
God.
Is that on stream somewhere? Can I watch that?
Oh, I
Nah,
believe
no
it.
one was streaming.
Oh
eh?
no, that would have been fantastic
I
to
thought
watch.
you guys paused, and I was like, man, this is
Nah.
good. This is like good timing.
I paused it so I could spank them. And also shout out to Ratman, except TJ get double piped in Granary, bitch.
Fugma.
Toxic.
Michael, any shoutouts?
Yeah, look, I mean, shout out to you for casting with me tonight. Shout out to Connor for running production. And shout out to both teams for a great game of TF2.
Sean?
Yeah, shout outs to TF Live, my team, Ratman, and shout outs to Lau and Ivan.
TJ?
Oh no. Shout out to Locke and Enrith, who was supposed to go to BTS LAN with us, but you know, that fell through. Shout out to Banana and 26. Shout out to TF Live and Age of Fortress. Oh, and Heaves for subbing for us the whole season.
Oh yeah, hey Heaves.
Oh, yeah, by the way, shout out to double cheeseburgers, which are far superior to double quarter pounders.
Oh
with
my
bacon.
god, who cares? We've had fucking weeks of this shit in our Discord, man. Like hundreds upon hundreds of posts. It's fucking McDonald's. It's all
Can-
trash.
Can we go back to the orangutan?
going to bed after
versus,
saying that. Goodbye.
ape Discussion?
Oh,
There
bye,
was an
Elmo.
orangutan versus ape question. I think Elmo is a bigger
Um,
monkey out of the
I think it
all,
was
to be honest.
chimp orangutan or ape.
Okay, well, from us at TF Live, I'd like to shout out Michael for casting with me, Core for production. Thank you both teams for playing a really sick game, and just for being generally awesome and really stupid.
Whoa!
Shout out to Luno, who asked me to make a pug during the cast. And yeah, shout out to the people that I like. Alright, you've been watching TF Live TV. This has been season 26 of ozfortress, the lower bracket finals between the older gamers and Ratman. And it was 2-3 process to Ratman, and then 3-5 Granary to Ratman. So they will be going on to verse whoever loses the next match tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.